everyone, welcome back to Actual English. I'm Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 225 and today's topic is the Gangnam district, the Gangnam area. Now, Gangnam district or Gangnam literally means south of the Han River, right? It's on the south side of the Han River. That's why we call it Gangnam. And of course, if it's on the north side of the river, that area or district would also be called Gangbuk area or Gangbuk district. Anyhow, the Gangnam district is composed of more than 20 neighborhoods, including Apgujeong, there's Cheongdam, Samseong, Dogok, Shinsa. There's also the Gangnam Station area, and so on and so forth. So there are many neighborhoods or many areas included in the Gangnam district. Parts of the Gangnam area, they're widely known for their heavily concentrated wealth and high standard of living. They say that real estate in the area is very expensive. It's true. It's highly expensive. Now, Cheongdam-dong is especially notable as an upmarket shopping area. They have shops of, I guess, global and local luxury brands. And it's a fun place to look around. Maybe not shop so much because these shops, well, their products can cost a lot of money. Anyhow, let's talk about the areas or the neighborhoods we can find in the Gangnam district today. Let's begin with Actual Talk.
It's interesting how Psy has turned the word Gangnam into this international buzz. Whenever my friends come and visit, we're always brainstorming, where should we go, what should we do? And they always want to go see what's happening in Gangnam.
Well, it seems to be blowing up right now worldwide.
Right. Everyone knows that word.
Everyone knows that word. I'm not sure everyone actually really knows what it is, though, and what it really means.
Right. Whenever I'm traveling, people are like, so, tell me about Gangnam. What is it? What does this mean?
Well, for me, I think it's sort of has a negative side to it. I mean, it's conspicuous consumption of money.
Right.
Lots of shopping.
Yeah.
And lots of plastic surgery.
Yeah, huge, massive plastic surgery clinics.
You see the clinics dotted around everywhere,
Yeah.
don't you? So I'm not sure. I mean, what's sort of your opinion of the place?
I definitely don't put it at the top of my list as a place to show my friends who are visiting. I think the traffic in Gangnam can be quite frustrating, and it's very crowded. There's not anything that really pulls me there so much.
Well, I mean, some parts of it become quite trendy. I mean, when we say Gangnam, it means south of the river, so that's a massive area of land. So I think we'd be a bit unfair to classify everything to be negative.
I guess I was thinking more specifically just around Gangnam Station.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's really busy, isn't it? It seems to be very congested. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how Gangnam changes, or maybe changes because of all this worldwide,
Right, how the hype changes it.
Well, the hype is crazy right now, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
So as I even mentioned just a while ago, when we say Gangnam district, we're not just talking about one neighborhood. The Gangnam district includes many neighborhoods such as Gangnam Station, that area, which was mentioned in today's conversation, as well as many other areas, okay, such as Shinsa-dong, Apgujeong-dong, Cheongdam-dong, even Samseong-dong, and on and on. Okay, let's take a look at the conversation then. Here we go. All right, we've got Mary saying, it's interesting how Psy, we're talking about the singer, has turned the word Gangnam into this international buzz, okay? Now, she said buzz, but I added word there. So a buzzword is what? A buzzword is a word or a phrase. It's not just any ordinary word or phrase, it's a fashionable word or a very fashionable phrase, okay? So she's saying that it's interesting how Psy has turned the word Gangnam into a very vogue word, a very fashionable word, a buzzword, an international buzzword. Whenever my friends come and visit, we're always brainstorming, okay? And then she says, where should we go? What should we do? Okay, so they brainstorm and they ask each other these questions. Okay, they all think, where should we go? Hey, what should we do? And they brainstorm together. What is brainstorming? Now, brainstorming is the process of thinking, okay? Thinking of good ideas, perhaps. To brainstorm means it's basically a technique that's used to solve problems in most cases or to come up with good ideas, especially in a group with more than 2 people. So as a group, you can brainstorm, which means to think up good ideas and mention them. Okay, throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even more ideas at each other. So you're thinking about something all together. Okay, that is to brainstorm. So she's saying that whenever her friends come and visit, they're always brainstorming, meaning thinking together about where they should go and what they should do. And then she says, and they always want to go see what's happening in Gangnam. So we're talking about the Gangnam district. They want to check out Gangnam or the Gangnam area to see what's happening there. Well, Eugene says it seems to be blowing up right now, worldwide. Now this, we've got a phrase, now blow up. What does that mean? Blow up has many different definitions. You can blow up a photograph, which means to enlarge a photograph, to make it big, okay? It can also mean to come into being. It can also mean to become very big, meaning popular, or it can also mean to lose one's temper, meaning to get very, very angry. So blow up has many different definitions, but in this case, what would it mean? Okay, he says, once again, Eugene says, it seems to be blowing up right now worldwide, around the world, across the world. So he's saying that Gangnam, the word Gangnam or the Gangnam district, seems to be blowing up worldwide. He's saying it has become big. It is becoming very popular worldwide. Okay? And then Mary says, right, everyone knows that word. Everybody knows the word Gangnam. Eugene says, I'm not sure everyone actually knows what it really means. So what he's saying, they may know the word Gangnam, but they may not know exactly what the word Gangnam means. They don't know what exactly Gangnam is, although they might have heard of the word Gangnam many, many times. So Mary says, right, whenever I'm traveling, people are like, so tell me about Gangnam. Meaning people ask her questions. What is it? What does this mean? So they ask her what Gangnam actually means. These are questions or things that people say to her when she's traveling, all right? For me, Eugene says, I think it sort of has a negative side to it, a negative aspect. I wonder why. And then he explains why. It's conspicuous consumption, a very long one we have for you. It's conspicuous consumption of money, lots of shopping, and lots of plastic surgery. Now, you need to know what this means, conspicuous consumption. Conspicuous consumption. Now, consumption comes from the word consume, okay? Consume. Conspicuous consumption is a term that we use to talk about how people or consumers, they buy products or they shop, okay? They shop for really expensive items, not because they really need it, but all in order just to show off their wealth and their income. That's what we call conspicuous consumption. People that shop with the sole purpose of showing off to people. Hey, I have this much money. You know, my income is this much. I can afford to buy this. Okay, so if he or she just buys things to show off to people how much they earn or how wealthy they are, that's what we call conspicuous consumption. So once again, the sentence, it's conspicuous consumption of money, lots of shopping, and lots of plastic surgery, also called cosmetic surgery. And he says, you see the clinics, we're talking about cosmetic surgery clinics or plastic surgery clinics, dotted around everywhere, don't you? What's your opinion of the place? So here we have dot around somewhere. dot around, dot around. A dot, D-O-T, is like a small mark, right? But if you say that something or some things are dotted around everywhere, you're saying that it is spread across everywhere. Okay, it's everywhere, in other words. So you can say you see the clinics everywhere, spread across everywhere, don't you? And then he asks, what's your opinion of the place? What do you think about the Gangnam district? Here we go. Mary says, I definitely don't put it at the top of my list as a place to show my friends who are visiting. So she's saying that she won't put it at the top of her list, which means it is not at the top of the list, meaning if you write a list of places to go to, you may number them. Number 1, this is a must place, must go place. Number 1, so-and-so. Number 2, so-and-so. If you have a list of places to go, she's saying it won't be at the top of her list. So it won't be at the top. It may be somewhere down there. One of the last places she may take her friends who are visiting. Okay? And then she says, I think the traffic in Gangnam can be quite frustrating. It can be stressful. It can be irritating, right? And it's very crowded. There's not anything that really pulls me there so much. There's not anything. There's not really much that pulls me there. Now, pull. We're talking about really pulling somebody. So imagine Mary saying, well, this pulls me there. It means that makes me want to go there. It attracts me. But she's saying there's not anything. There's really nothing that pulls me there. There's nothing about the Gangnam area that makes me want to go there. There's nothing so special about it. That's what she's saying. Moving on, Eugene says, well, I think some parts of it have become quite trendy. Of course, we're talking about some parts, meaning some areas in the Gangnam district. When we say Gangnam, it means south of the river, as I mentioned. It literally means south of the river. So that's a massive area of land. That's true. It's a large area of land. So Mary says, right, I guess I was thinking more specifically just around Gangnam Station. So what she's saying is, so far, as she was talking about how there's a lot of traffic in the area and how it's not so appealing to her, she was talking about more of the Gangnam Station area. That's what she is saying. And then he goes, yeah, it's really busy, isn't it? The Gangnam Station area is very busy. There's a lot of foot traffic. It seems to be very congested, meaning packed or crowded. I'm curious to see how Gangnam changes. You know, all locations, all places change. Good changes may be made, bad changes may be made. We talked about Itaewon, for example, how there have been many, many changes. And I think Itaewon has, changed into a better place. So what he's saying, I'm curious to see how Gangnam changes. He's saying, I wonder how different the place will become in the future. Whether it'll become a better place or a worse place. So here we go. Mary finishes off by saying, right, how the hype changes it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So she's talking about hype. What is a hype? If something is overly publicized, a person or a thing can be overly publicized. You can refer that to a hype. Or if something is extensively mentioned in the media, for example, well, that can be a hype. Usually it's very short, okay? A lot of people pay attention to it all of a sudden, and that attention may disappear or the popularity may die out pretty soon. So we're talking about the hype, the excitement perhaps. Okay, so that is it. She says it'll be interesting to see what happens, how the place changes. Okay, now we've taken you through the conversation, so let's take a listen to it one more time.
It's interesting how Psy has turned the word Gangnam into this international buzz. Whenever my friends come and visit, we're always brainstorming, where should we go, what should we do? And they always want to go see what's happening in Gangnam.
Well, it seems to be blowing up right now worldwide.
Right. Everyone knows that word.
Everyone knows that word. I'm not sure everyone actually really knows what it is, though, and what it really means.
Right. Whenever I'm traveling, people are like, "So, tell me about Gangnam. What is it? What does this mean?"
Well, for me, I think it's sort of has a negative side to it. I mean, it's conspicuous consumption of money.
Right.
Lots of shopping.
Yeah.
And lots of plastic surgery.
Yeah, huge, massive plastic surgery clinics.
You see the clinics dotted around everywhere,
Yeah.
don't you? So I'm not sure. I mean, what's sort of your opinion of the place?
I definitely don't put it at the top of my list as a place to show my friends who are visiting. I think the traffic in Gangnam can be quite frustrating, and it's very crowded. There's not anything that really pulls me there so much.
Well, I think, some parts of it become quite trendy. When we say Gangnam, it means south of the river, so that's a massive area of land. So I think we'd be a bit unfair to classify everything to be negative.
I guess I was thinking more specifically just around Gangnam Station.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's really busy, isn't it? It seems to be very congested. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how Gangnam changes, or maybe changes because of all this worldwide.
Right, how the hype changes it.
Well, the hype is crazy right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Welcome back, everyone. Are you ready for today's actual expressions? Okay, then let's get started. We've got some words for you. First of all, brainstorming. It's a process of problem solving, a way that people put their minds together to think up good ideas, okay? So brainstorming. Some other words for brainstorming are problem solving. I did mention usually people brainstorm in groups, okay? Deliberating, putting heads together. What does that mean? Imagine you and your friend, or let's say two of your friends and you put your heads together, you join your heads. It doesn't mean to physically put your heads together, it means to think about ideas together, to brainstorm together, okay? Moving on to conspicuous consumption. Now, here we go. Let's practice the pronunciation. Conspicuous consumption. Conspicuous consumption. It's not conspicuous, it's conspicuous. Conspicuous consumption. A synonym would be extravagant spending. So as I mentioned, basically, if people buy unnecessary things they don't really need, and they're very expensive things, but they buy it just to show off to people, well, that is conspicuous consumption, extravagant spending. Okay, moving on. Frustrating. Some synonyms are discouraging, upsetting, or agitating. Okay, this word is also quite useful. Agitating, frustrating. And then hype. Hype is like a build-up, or even better, publicity. Okay, publicity, hype. Okay, let's move on to our patterns for today then. Buzzword. I was searching the net to, find the most recent buzzword, and I came up with one. We'll check it out in our sentence. But a buzzword is what? It's a very fashionable word or phrase that people use. So there are newly coined words, new words that are created, for example, and if everybody uses that word at the time because it's fashionable or stylish, well, it's called a buzzword. So here is a sample sentence. This was actually a buzzword. Supercell is the latest buzzword. Okay, I found this, and it's a buzzword that was posted on the net on the 17th of June this year. So it's a really recent or hot buzzword. Supercell is the latest buzzword. What does it mean? In very basic terms, it's a rotating thunderstorm, a very strong thunderstorm. That's what we call a supercell. Supercell. So a supercell is a very strong, long-lasting, and it has an upward current of air, which usually rotates. And while it rotates, it whips up clouds. Okay, so that is what we call a supercell. That is, very latest buzzword. Let's move on to blow up. I told you blow up has many different meanings. It can be used in many different situations, but in today's conversation, it meant to become popular, right? So, I blew up in his face when he lied to me. Try to imagine what blow up in this case means. Of the definitions I told you, there was one about to lose one's temper, right? So in this case, I blew up in his face when he lied to me means I got really angry and screamed at him right in his face when I found out he lied to me. So in this sentence, blow up means to lose one's temper, to get very angry. All right? To be dotted with or to dot around something. A dot is a small mark, but to dot around means to what? Be spread across something. Okay, so here I have 3 sample sentences for you. Let's say small coffee places. Dot the neighborhood. Okay, small coffee places dot the neighborhood. It means there are many small coffee shops in the neighborhood. You can also say the area is dotted with small coffee places. Okay, these sentences mean the same thing. You could also say, small coffee places are dotted around everywhere in the neighborhood. Small coffee shops or small coffee places are dotted around everywhere in the neighborhood. So these 3 sentences all mean the same thing. Dot, dot around, dot with. It means that there are many, many, many of something. Something is spread across the neighborhood. Okay, everyone, job well done.
If you ever go to Gangnam, the chances of seeing me are highly likely. I love Gangnam and I'm always there. I guess if you compare it to another city, it's maybe like New York. It's very busy, it's very wide, flashing lights are everywhere. It's just a exciting place to be at. In Gangnam, there are lots of office buildings, but there are also lots of restaurants for people, after work they want to eat. There's lots of restaurants to go to. One of my favorite places is Gangnam Station, near Gangnam Station. It's very active. There's lots of clubs to go to, bars, restaurants, and they sell street food at nighttime, or they even sell like clothing on the street. So there's a lot of things to do there. But my favorite thing to do is to go to karaoke rooms. Sometimes I'll go there with my friends for like 3 or 4 hours and we just sing and just have a lot of fun. So if you want to meet new people or if you want to socialize with your friends, Gangnam is the place to go. It's a place for social butterflies. I recommend it.
Whitney has helped us out today with actual story, everyone. Did you listen carefully? Okay, then let's take you straight into it. I've chosen about 4 sentences from her response, and Whitney said, if you ever go to Gangnam, she was talking about the Gangnam Station area, the chances of seeing me are highly likely. The chances of seeing me, the chances of doing something, well, are highly likely, which means you will most likely see her there. Okay, there's a high possibility or a high chance of seeing her or bumping into her if you go to the Gangnam Station area. Now this means she goes to the Gangnam Station area very frequently, very often. Here we go. Flashing lights are everywhere. We're not talking about flash lights, we're talking about flashing lights. Lights that flash, lights that shine, for example, lights that blink. So she's talking about flashing lights, the bright lights that go on and off. The colorful lights are everywhere in the area. Yes, that's true. There's lots of clubs, lots of bars, lots of restaurants, and they sell street food at nighttime. I think they also sell street food during the daytime, but I guess it's more crowded or more of them are added in the evening hours. So here she talks about what you can see or find in the Gangnam Station area. Okay, so you'll see lots of clubs and bars and restaurants and even street food. Food sold on the streets. And then let's check out one last one. It's the place for social butterflies. I think we talked about social butterflies a long time ago. Do you remember what it means? Social butterflies. We're talking about people. Not butterflies, but people like you and me. If somebody is explained to be or described as a social butterfly, he or she is a very social person. He or she really enjoys meeting new people, spending time at these social parties or gatherings. So if you are an active person, perhaps even an extrovert, very expressive, and you really enjoy meeting new people, mingling with them, you would be called a social butterfly. So it is the place for social butterflies, meaning it's the place for people that enjoy doing many different things and meeting new people. Okay, so that is a wrap for today's actual story. Take a listen to it one more time.
If you ever go to Gangnam, the chances of seeing me are highly likely. I love Gangnam and I'm always there. I guess if you compare it to another city, it's maybe like New York. It's very busy, it's very wide, flashing lights are everywhere. It's just a exciting place to be at. In Gangnam, there are lots of office buildings, but there are also lots of restaurants for people, after work they want to eat. There's lots of restaurants to go to. One of my favorite places is Gangnam Station, near Gangnam Station. It's very active. There's lots of clubs to go to, bars, restaurants, and they sell street food at nighttime, or they even sell like clothing on the street. So there's a lot of things to do there. But my favorite thing to do is to go to karaoke rooms. Sometimes I'll go there with my friends for like 3 or 4 hours and we just sing and just have a lot of fun. So if you want to meet new people or if you want to socialize with your friends, Gangnam is the place to go. It's a place for social butterflies. I recommend it.
Whitney said that the Gangnam area can be compared to, a busy city such as New York, for example. I think it's true. It's very wide. It's a very busy place, full of people. It's also a very exciting place. And I would say certain areas in the Gangnam district could be compared to, I guess, the hip areas, could be compared to Beverly Hills in California even. Okay, so there's so much you can talk about when it comes to introducing places such as Gangnam District or certain parts of the Gangnam area. Okay, next time let's talk about a different category. Let's move on to a kind of massage. Okay, not a body massage, but a facial massage. We even shorten that by saying facials. So we'll talk about facials next time. So please do join me for that. In the meantime, come to our homepage, everyone. Come on over to www.ebse.co.kr. Search for Actual English with Jennifer. And if you have any questions, comments you want to share, feel free to do so. Post them up on our message board. Okay, that's a wrap for today. I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.